what we're going to do is we're going to trail this down and go to the second technique, which the first strike would be here. So it's nothing more than a continuation of the first strike. Then we're going to reverse that and go to an extended outward block. Every system teaches this block. Okay. Then we're going to take this and bring it back all the way down. That's the fourth technique. And if we were to complete the circle, that would wind up there. Then I'm going to break off of that concept just a little bit and show you that any one of these particular blocks is nothing more than motion. Okay. It's your perspective that's what's going to limit you and try to understand how the system is put together. Okay, let me give you an example. We have a block that will block to the inside. We call it inside downward, palm up, inside downward, palm down. Okay. The only difference between, say, this inward block, okay, if you were to bend over and go like this, it's the same darn thing. Okay, it's just your point of view. If I go like this, and I bent over, hey, it looks like this one if I bent over and looked at it. Okay, so what we try to do is simple, okay, but it's your perspective is what's going to limit you. So, but we try to work our system on a three-dimensional system. Why? Because our world is viewed three-dimensionally. Our techniques need to do three things in order to make us effective. We need to check one's height, one's width, and one's depth. It doesn't make any difference who made the technique up, as long as it does those three things. You check one's height, one's width, and one's depth. The theory behind that is like playing a game of chess, is to get your opponent into a checkmate, not a check. You get them in a check, they've got one more move, and that could be the move that could take you out. There's only two ways to get hit. What is that? Anybody know? I'm sorry? Well, intentionally and unintentionally. There's only two ways you can get hit. Right? Simple. You can cause a strike to reorbit to come back and hit you by mistake if you don't follow some simple rules that's perpetuated by it. And that's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to show you, like I said, 5 basic techniques. Then what I'm going to show you is that they're nothing more than simple logical movements that you can sophisticate into looking at what he called the art of motion. Take the 5 techniques, we'll break them down individually, and then I'm going to put them together to you and give you a completely different perspective of the same motion. Remember where we were. Back. 1, 2, 3. Check. 4, 5, 6. Add up. 7, 8, 9. Left foot to a 3. 10. Back 11. Drop down hip. Grab. Step into an elbow. Okay. Pair off. We have one of our patterns of what we use is called a universal pattern, and it really involves 8 basic motions. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. You take this plus sign and drop it, and it picks up the other 4. Then you make a circle on the outside, a circle on the inside, and you'd be surprised at the patterns that it makes. Within that, you'll find a heart, you'll find elliptical circles, you'll find overlapping circles, and that's the patterns that we're using in Parker's Kenpo. The theory behind that is that you take 9 of those patches because it only takes 1 of those, or excuse me, 3 of those patches to make 1 dimension. So theoretically, he has them right here. There it is right there. So theoretically, it takes 9 to make it 3-dimensional. Black on that patch represents dead space, but when you put 9 patches into together like this, it eliminates a lot of that dead space. And this is how it does it. So if you look at this once more, you take it and just sophisticate it any way you like. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, hit, back knuckle, okay, come up the circle, hit, drop down, come up again, drop, hit. And you can take all kinds of these things and start playing with them. You can take something as simple as push, open them up, come to the inside, chop the wrist, then you hit them and you do this. This is a very famous technique in many Kenpo systems. Okay. A lot of you maybe have seen it. What you have to realize is that you made him stop him, and he's allowed to continue to come in, and he's got a headbutt. You may stop him here. But you have to look at simple logic, how you stop it. Hit him with that thing, simultaneously drop into here. But the moment I drop here, do I take advantage of this right? No, he's too far in. So drawing all the way back like this and making all these types of motions like this do not work. Not in reality. happens, you got to hit, then what? 1, 2, 3. You've got to make sure he doesn't come back to you. Then you can take him, then you can start filling in the gaps with the hips. Okay, you understand? Although we practice like this and do a lot of these things, reality tells you reality dictates. Everybody see what I did there? Before he got to it, he can start the jaw right there, rake the eyes. Instead of bringing this all the way back, I just cut down and went to the ribs. Rather than letting him come to me, the moment that I cleared this, I dropped and settled my weight, went down in the ear, so it's what? You go back and hit him right. Questions?
You must have a flow all the time. Okay, the fulcrum is right here, the little finger, and the lever is right here. Don't push the lever, pull in the fulcrum. And you see the plane? I put the knock to my body, I create a base. All the movements are small, not arm movements, it's all the elbows. Okay, first thing I need to show you is normal, everybody put your finger across. Use your hand all the time. Put your finger. First thing I do, I wash with the palm faces. I'll let you face down because the palm theory here. The palm face down goes down. Palm face up comes up. Palm face side to this side. So if you want it down, put your finger. First thing I grab, right here, fulcrum right here. A little finger. I'll turn it down. Let it trigger. See it move it. My concentration is still on fulcrum right here. Circle all the time. I don't lift. You don't push it up, you take circle all the time. So the concentration is very important. Just to give you an idea, I do this over. A lot of people do this over here. But if you visualize, instead of circle this way, circle goes to the chest and come back. But it looks the same. Look at I'm doing this. No, I'm not. Concentration right here, back again. Okay. You learn 3 things today, fulcrum lever base is what you learn. First thing I do, you can hold this hand to this hand. When you go to Bruce, you see the sorry hand. This hand. This way you did. But that's going to be fast. So you have to practice all the time to get the speed. First thing I do, I bring it down. Everybody do this movement, please. Straight the elbow up and bring your finger way back. The concentration on your fulcrum is a little finger right on this side. I got block. I create the base, now you try to hit me. I create the base. It's very important. You don't have the bases in play. You also do lucky, you have to eliminate play. Don't have play. Play that's going to get the chance to escape. And never try to overcome play at the same time to say, lock it tight, there's no play. Okay, one time, first thing I do, I hold here, on. So I hold all around the finger. And let's move. I can stand right next to my other word. So I go leg right here. Feel the base. Basically, go up, to the body, or lift it up high. But my concentration is not doing it. Okay, before going on, one more thing I say. Never hold part of the hand, close your finger. If I only hold the finger, close your finger. And everything's circular now. It's not a big circle, but it's as tight a circle you can.
The heel, because you have to turn over, it gets stuck.
But the same principle
So if you guys
doesn't
are
kind of work.
water,
What we're trying to get up to speed is what I think everybody here will be able to do, okay? And you can do it tonight. Okay, here we go.
What I want you guys to do is pick up here. Left leg, push up and go.
Let's take it from the uppercut. Then we went counterclockwise, brought him down, sliced him, lifted him up, chop. When I'm going clockwise, circle back around, hit, hit. Okay, good. Again, ready for the uppercut? So what you did is what you did here. You you did up here. You just changed height zone. You went from this height zone to this height zone. All you did was repeated your motion. It's deceptive because we changed targets. That's all we did is change targets. We just repeated the motion. That's all we did. We went under here. We went back. Chop, lifted them up. Recircle. Bang. What did you do? From here we hit. On this hit, it's like instead of going back to the kick, we're going to take the step and hit him here and drive him through. Hit him on a diagonal line. See that leg? I'm going to drop down with this elbow. Hit, take this leg out. Boom, 1, 2. This is going to come up underneath the chin. Okay. As you do that, you're going to wrap. Jiu-jitsu guys, right? Cross over, take them out, drop them. You're on top of them.